You guys want to know one of the most useless degrees in business school is? If you honestly ask me, is that guy right there. A degree in entrepreneurship.
Degree in software engineering is not what it used to be. 4 or 5 years ago, when your great aunt asked you what you were going to major in college, and you said software engineering, and she replied, "Oh, you'll always have a job with that major."
This guy says, did everybody with no job lined up after graduation felt nothing about their graduation? There's so many people right now that have even been very upset with the college system. Because you go to college, right? You go all out for 4 years. You're going into massive amounts of debt just to not get anything in return. Like, you got people unemployed 1.5 years out of college. There's even people with bachelor's degrees working jobs like Starbucks and like a retail job. Nothing wrong with it, but let's be real. If you went to college and you really went all in and you're in that debt too, you kind of want a job better than retail. You want a job that actually specializes in the major that you picked. And people are saying college is kind of useless.
There's some majors that you can take in college where it's like, what are you going to do when you graduate? Like, how are you going to make money? How are you going to feed your kids, bro? Like liberal math or like Shakespearean studies. To me, it sounds like you just wasted like $75K and now you're in debt with like no job.
Unless you guys want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, or an engineer, your college degree is becoming more and more useless by the day. I'm not saying that you don't learn anything from college. I'm not saying that college isn't useful. I'm just saying it's becoming more useless by the day. Because a couple of decades ago, if you had a college degree, especially from a good college, it pretty much guaranteed that you were going to have a good life and you were going to make a solid income and you were going to make good connections and get into the right places. I'm 24 years old. I have a business with 19 employees. Some of these employees have multi-$100,000 a year salaries. C-suite executives, right? CFO, COO, guys with 10 plus years experience in this industry. And I can guarantee you that I did not ask them what college they went to on their interview. I asked them what they've accomplished. What are you most proud of? Tell me your story, right? Talk to me about the previous places you worked and what you did there that had an impact. Talk to me about the things that went wrong. Talk to me about the biggest mistakes you've ever made, right? Those are the questions that matter, not what college did you go to. I'm not saying don't go to college. I went to college. I had a great time. I thought I got a lot out of it. I'm just saying that a college degree itself is becoming more and more useless. And so definitely do not rely on that, and definitely do not think that that is.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline. I'm going to be sharing a few things I've learned being a recent college graduate that is still unemployed. I thought that by the time I graduated college this past May, I was going to have this amazing summer internship and that right after I would have a full-time job. I applied to well over 100 internships and now I'm in the midst of applying for a full-time job since it is now currently summer and I didn't land any cool internship. I am currently in my mom's condo right now. I learned that sometimes you're not going to have your life figured out. As much as I wanted to have my life figured out at 22 and have a full-time job already, obviously I don't, and that is okay. It's really discouraging to see your friends around you having these cool internships or already in the workforce and then you're just here in your hometown. The biggest thing is not comparing yourself to others. Everyone is on their own path and sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer to get where you want to be in life. I have received tons of rejection these past 7 months or so, and that is also so discouraging, but I am a strong believer everything happens for a reason. Rejection is redirection. I kind of look at it now to not take it personally. Once I get a rejection email, I realize that just means that there is something better in store for me, and it's a really uncomfortable time to be in, not having everything figured out, but I'm just trying to make the most right now of my summer and where I am and just appreciate the little things. And I guess that's what I would say to anyone in the same situation with me right now. Try to find the good in the little things. I feel like that sounded kind of corny, but I am probably going to make a part 2 because I think I have more to say. So, yeah. Like for a part 2.
Has anybody been to their local grocery store and checked out the price of meat lately? Specifically beef. You know, natural, no antibiotic added, grass-fed, free range. All the steaks in your grocery store. $20 for ribeyes, $22 New York strip, $29 a pound for fillets. That just 2 or 3 years ago were half the price. I am convinced what the government has done and private businesses have done is they are making natural foods so expensive that 99% of us just have to buy the cheap stuff. They have now outpriced being healthy in the United States. So all of us that have complained that we shouldn't be eating, preservatives, antibiotics, all the things in our food, now we can't afford not to. So they've won. It's too expensive to be healthy in the United States now.
I went to Aldi's for a little couple of items. All this was $80. So what do you think? Was all this worth $80 or no, I should go somewhere else and buy my food? What do you think?
I got laid off from my job of 3.5 years and I have no idea what's happening next. So I've had a little bit of time to process this. It's been almost a week since this happened. So truly, I've just been sitting with it, feeling what I feel, and just processing the whole thing. There's really not much of a story time per se. It was just a normal day until it wasn't. Basically, they said it was just due to sales and restructuring, and with that, my position was affected. So not really much to tell there, but I will say, I wish they would have just done it that morning, because obviously they knew that was going to happen, but it would have been nice to not have gone through the entire day thinking everything was normal and fine when obviously it wasn't. I guess neither here nor there. That is what it is. It's definitely a crazy feeling because I've never not had a job since I was probably 16 and I'm now 28. So this is completely new territory, just different. Like, it's just a different feeling that I've never felt before. So processing that is just a thing in itself. From the business aspect, I know it's not personal. It really was just numbers on a spreadsheet kind of thing. But I genuinely thought some of the connections that I formed there were deeper and bigger than the job. So that part I took personal, not the me getting laid off, but like the after part of it, I guess. 2 people reached out to me, which I will forever be grateful to those 2 people. But I was just like a little hurt. I mean, my feelings did get hurt. Like, yeah, they did. Because I was like, if I was putting myself in someone else's shoes, or if like roles were reversed, like I would want to check on someone that I genuinely cared about, regardless if we were going to work together or not moving forward. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. And so that was kind of a wake-up call, I guess, that it really wasn't as genuine as I thought. But that's okay. And I also understand that, like, nobody owes me anything. Like, no one has to reach out. No one has to check in. Totally okay. We just move forward. That was just something I was sitting with at the very beginning of this. I genuinely do believe, though, that when one door closes, another one opens. It's hard to see what that looks like right now, because I don't know what's happening next. I don't know where I'm going, like what I'm going to be doing next. I know I'm going to be okay. I know my family's going to be okay. And the one thing that this has taught me, and I know I've heard this so many times, but I guess until you like live it, you don't really think about it, is that the only place I'm not replaceable is my home. I don't even really know why I'm sharing this, because it is such a vulnerable thing to put out there. I was really embarrassed by it. Like, just saying I got laid off, like, embarrassed me. And it kind of still does to an extent. Also, at the end of the day, know that it shouldn't. And so I'm trying to reframe my thinking and My husband just keeps reminding me, and thank God for him, but he is just, your worth is not tied into a job. I'm still trying to be optimistic, and even though I wake up in disbelief or like throughout the day, I'm like, okay, this is really life. Like, this is real life right now. God's not going to keep you somewhere that you're not supposed to be. You are going to be where you're meant to be, and that everything does happen for a reason. So whether it's you make the choice to leave or you're forced to leave, you're gonna get out of it one way or the other, regardless of how that looks. I'm just trusting and open to the possibilities that are out there. Anyone's going through this, I just hope that this is your reminder that you are worthy and you are valued, and those two things are not tied into a job. It's okay to fear the unknown, just don't allow it to consume you, and just be expectant that big things are gonna happen in your life. Because that's what I'm just reminding myself of right now too. I know this is gonna be a journey, but if you wanna follow along with it, I would love to have you here in my what comes next. But yeah, like I said, your worth and your value is not tied into a job, so never forget that.
Inflation is real. Soon, we're not even gonna be able to afford to eat. How the fuck is this $13.99? $14? For a gallon of orange juice? Y'all must be out of y'all fucking mind.
The job market in 2026 is complete shit. I know of so many people out here that are trying to find work, including myself, and no one will hire us. AI is slowly but surely going to take over, and within the next couple of years, they're most likely going to 100% replace all of us. And it's like a lot of us kind of hit this point of not really seeing the point, because we know if we like work a job, we're just going to be trapped in this endless cycle of pain and misery and poverty. A lot of us have kind of just gotten to a point where we're saying screw it, doing our own thing, trying to figure out other ways to make money, other ways to make income, hanging by a thread, and just trusting that the universe is somehow going to guide us through all of this. Because after you spend a majority of your time on Indeed, putting in job applications, going through all these interview processes, and you never hear back from anybody, it just kind of makes you lose hope. And after you go through all these interviews and they offer you like $14 an hour starting out, knowing it doesn't match the astronomically high cost of living, it genuinely makes you question, what is the point?
So I haven't been to Subway in a fat minute, like 2 years, but I was shopping today. There was a Subway where I was at, so I was like, fuck it, let's rip it quick. Bro, $20 for an all-American club footlong meal? $20! $20 fucking dollars for a mid-ass sandwich and a meal. Y'all tripping. We are in beyond a recession. If Subway is getting away with $20 meals.
You wanna know how bad the job market is right now? 2 videos came up on my For You page, bro. One white man who went to Yale and one black man who went to Yale. They both talking about, oh, they applied to thousands of jobs and hear back from You went to Yale? No. So you went to Yale, bro. And you still ain't get a job? I thought that was the way, bro. I thought that as soon as Yale went to Yale, hired. You telling me they ain't getting a job? You telling me 3 times dropout is gonna get a job? And I know we applying to different markets for sure, but like, that's crazy. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I thought that maybe if I that I was white on the applications, that maybe, they would hire me because my name is Sade. That could be Sadie. I could be Sadie. Not no Sade. Maybe they don't know, but like clearly that don't make no difference. Just busting my brain the fact this man went to Yale, bro. These men went to Yale. And it's not just them. I saw a pilot. He said he went to an interview and they was like, no, they want somebody from the island to work there. So why did they give him the interview if they wanted somebody native to the island to work there, bro? These are men, bro. Men aren't getting jobs. Oh, word might be fucked.
I'm gonna say it because no one else will. I've seen online how everyone's saying that the job market in 2026 is gonna be the most difficult. No one can get a job. And I was just saying how a lot of people who are especially my age, like I just graduated in May. Before my senior season of soccer, I was training all summer long, like on top of an internship, like on top of everything. Every single day in the summer, I had this insane Google Excel sheet, and it would just have like I would LinkedIn message people at least like 10 a day saying like, can I speak with you? Because I originally wanted to work in sports, and then I came to find out there's absolutely no money in sports unless you're the player, obviously. So aboard of that, but I learned because I literally would have this Excel sheet and it would have literally hundreds of people I talked to. I would say 100 to be realistic. It would have the person's name if they answered my LinkedIn message, because then I would send another one if they didn't answer. And honestly, all these people end up answering. And then we just have everything organized. If I talk to the person, what they said, I scroll through. The job I'm at right now, none of those people were even at that company, but it took that many people and that much to learn from. Also, all the time, like, if you're applying to a job, you're not going to get it. You need to talk to someone within the company in order to go. That's just how it is. And everyone's like, oh, you have to know someone. It's not like, for example, for me, my parents are both in the medical field, and obviously I work in business. So that wasn't going to help me. And I didn't know anyone per se, because all their friends are also like in the medical world and my medical field. So I would just LinkedIn message all these people, and that's how you're going to build your network. But I think people right now are just too freaking lazy. Like, go on LinkedIn, message these people, have it organized in an Excel sheet. And then and if this way, like in a year or two, if you're like, oh, I do want to work in sports again, you can go back, find that person you talked to, be like, oh, I talked to you at this time. Like, all these people, like, I still keep in touch with, like, it's good to have just in case, but that's how much it's going to take. And then that's also the only way you're going to get it. If you think you're going online to apply for a job and you're just going to get it by a literal application, I mean, if you have, like, congrats, but you're probably in the 1%. Also, with AI right now, everyone's resumes are spectacular. Like, if your resume is not good, that's probably on you. We literally have AI, can do the whole thing for you. So I think overall, I know that everyone's saying, like, oh, you need to know someone, this person knew that, their dad knew this person. No. Go on LinkedIn, message people who work there. These people are getting paid. If you get a job, they're getting paid to refer you. And then talk to them, see if they even like it, if you're gonna like it. And go from there. But I think that right now people are just too lazy. They're gonna apply online, like, talk to someone. They're gonna help you, like, guide you. Like, it's so rare. I've had so many people who are so nice, so friendly, and they're always just like, listen, only thing I ask is that you do the same. Like, when you move up in life, like, that you'll talk to someone who wants to talk. Also, you need to stop going on LinkedIn to just see what those people at your school are posting. Like, I graduated from Richmond, went to Penn State, so I had a lot of people on there. Every time you log on, especially from Richmond, these people are having jobs at the top companies, Goldman Sachs, Morgan. I mean, those are just like easy ones you're seeing every day. And then everyone gets stressed out. And you're saying, like, do not worry about what these people are doing, because you don't know how they got it, what they're doing. Who cares? No one cares. Go on there to just network with other people. And, like, you can go on a website, find people, like, everyone's online, especially because we have AI right now. But there's my 2 cents.
If this is not an indication of how bad the job market is right now, I don't know what is. I was on LinkedIn scrolling and just, looking at updates as one does. And I happened to come across this role that this company had posted. And in the description of what to expect and what their requirements were, they specifically said, do not expect this to be a 9-to-5. This is for people who want to work hard. That was the first thing I was like, can you not work hard in a 9-to-5? That was my first thought. The second thing they had in their list of requirements was, if you are looking for work-life balance, this job is not for you. I'm kind of torn about that response because, for one, at least they're honest, but for normal people who want to have a life beyond work and outside of work, I just thought it was crazy.
You know the job market's cooked when even retail and fast food jobs are hard to get. Like, everybody's looking for a job now, and it's getting harder each day.
Okay, so if you love someone who is unemployed or looking for work right now, I need you to understand what they're dealing with. And for context, I lost my job 3 times in 3 years, and I started a free community where unemployed people and job seekers could come together and support each other, network, and connect during this time. We have 4,500 plus members in Rise, and the data that I'm about to share with you comes from the last 6 months, where we had 2,413 new members join. Every new member fills out an onboarding survey. So this encompasses the last 6 months. So we'll talk about the data first. 70% of Rise members who were laid off have been unemployed for over 6 months. 21% have been unemployed for over a year. 55% have applied to over 100 jobs, and 7% have applied to over 1,000 jobs. 85% of the 2,413 people that joined in the last 6 months have been ghosted after making contact with a human being. 51% have fallen for a scam job. 55% of the people that were laid off did not receive any severance, and 74% of the people who are not working right now are not receiving unemployment benefits. So what does this all mean? Long-term unemployment, which is defined as being unemployed for 6 months or more, is the norm. You can apply to hundreds of jobs and not expect so much as an answer. Corporate responsibility and social services are not supporting us anymore. So if you're watching somebody who you love and care about going through this right now, please understand that they're not picky. Please understand that they're not trying hard enough. They're just navigating something that is so fundamentally broken, and the people from the top have the resources to fix it, and they're just not. Rise is just a representation of what's going on in the greater workforce, and our data doesn't lie because I read it all line by line. This is not your friend's personal failure. This is systemic failure. And the more we all understand what's actually happening, the better we can support our friends, loved ones, peers, family. So I'm curious, job seekers, what is one thing that you wish your friends, family, loved ones knew about what was going on in your job search right now?
How do you get a job at San Diego State University? I have a master's degree from that school, and I went there. I just got rejected for like the lowest tier possible office assistant job. Like no interview or anything, which I'm used to that, but it's like, what do I have to do? My master's degree is to be a college counselor. I can't get a job as a college counselor, apparently, without direct experience working at the college. So here I am applying to the lowest level positions that I can think of. And I can't even get that, or even like attempt to get that, because I just don't understand. Can someone explain this to me? San Diego State, what's going on? I gave you my life. I gave you my time. I gave you my money. What's going on?
I've been unemployed for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in October, and it is really hard for me to conceptualize that I truly have been out of work. I have an associate's in science, a bachelor's in communication and technology, and a master's in business. I don't know why I am not qualified, not even for entry-level jobs. And even though I don't know where I'm not qualified right now, I'm starting to think about my season and what God is trying to tell me in this season. He's revealing to me that it's not rest, it's reset. Like, I need to reset my intentions and reset what I feel like my life should be, and just let him guide me. And in me just releasing it and letting it go and letting God do his thing, I'm starting to realize that I have been working since I was 14 years old. I've had a job since I was 14 years old. Like, I got a worker's permit when I was 14 years old, and I've been working ever since then. So now being almost 30 and having 2 years of no work, it's like one of those things to where, okay, well, maybe this truly is a reset. Like, maybe you just do need time to just be you. Like, you've been an employee for a long time, since 14. It's a long time. And now I'm starting to look at it as like something to be thankful for, and something to really just take in and just like seize that it's okay to experience life without exhaustion. It's okay to experience life in authenticity and just being myself and just showing up fully as me and nothing else. And so I am actually starting to become more thankful for being in this season. And the more thankful that I am in this season, I'm starting to realize that stuff just kind of starts lining up for me. So as I continue to navigate and like and figure out what is next for me, I'm really excited, because I got to take a pause. And it doesn't matter what's next. Like, I'm excited for whatever is next for me, but I'm just so thankful now for this pause, because I don't know when I'll get it again.